Welcome back to Gen Sports Corner. It's been a minute. My co-host Ryan is back here. Good to have you back, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. And you know we're here to talk about the birds, and we'll end it off with some Sixers. I want to talk about them as well. Um, let's talk about this game that we had coming off the bye week, getting back on track against the Minnesota Vikings with a huge 28-22 victory out there in Minnesota. 5-2, still at the top of the division, and a couple of things stuck out in this game, and I want to really get your thoughts on this. First off, let's start out with the passing game and the things that were said during the bye week. You know, things that were coming out about possibly AJ and Smitty and all these guys having a conversation and Saquon and them coming to some type of understanding. And it seemed like that translated over to the field. So, what did you see differently this past Sunday that we haven't seen against the Giants and the Broncos?
Just I mean, the passing game, it really just exploded, man. They just really, got everyone involved this time. They got AJ, they got Smitty. I mean, when you have 183 yards and a touchdown by Smitty, and then two from AJ with 121, buck 21. I mean, it's just crazy how the way Jalen Hurts was just like dishing out the accuracy, the pinpoint accuracy was just crazy to me. Like how much like he just looks so good out there, just so poised. Like after a sloppy first half, you just go out there in the second half, he just like straight explode. Because the first half he only had 7 points of offense, and then 7 points from the defense because of Jalen Carter spearing Carson Wentz into another dimension, and the pick six from Jalen Hunt. So it's
Right.
good to get that from the defense, but. Tell you what, man, if we carry this into the next game, then they're going to be really hard to stop because Devontae Smith and AJ Brown just look unstoppable out there. I mean, I know they were talking about something in between the numbers. They were like next to last in the league, and they really played to their advantage on that as far as passing. And that opened it up on the outside. So that's why they were also be able to be so efficient on the outside. So yeah, man, I mean it's just a lot of the one thing they really need to clean up though is the run game, but a part of that is due to injuries on the offensive line, losing Cam Jurgens, he got hurt. It's just been
I want to go I want to go into that too because I think that changed up the way that Patullo called the game plan. Because
yeah,
I saw and they mentioned this on the radio and post game about how they started going under center more because
yeah,
Toth was at the backup center.
yeah, tall, yeah.
He was struggling snapping the ball out of shotgun, so they had to go in the center. And then all of a sudden, now you're having, I don't know if they, I didn't watch bits and pieces of that third quarter. Did they run any play action from under center?
I don't really remember. I remember there was some motion. Um, I think from time to time I did see play action. No, yeah, there was a couple times I do remember that.
'Cause,
But yeah,
they
a
can't,
couple different things.
they seemed that like they had some more success both running the ball and passing the ball when they started mixing it up. Uh,
Hmm.
and Jalen was under center.
Right.
And we've talked about this going back to 2023. At the end of 2023, this is one of the things we talked about was why don't they run more plays from under center because it changes the timing of the run plays. Now when these guys bring people up into the box, the timing of the run plays in terms of like the handoff, how long does it take for you to get the ball to the running back? Those little changes in timing, they make a difference with respect to when and how much the linebackers have to commit to the run, and then that can
Yeah.
set you up for play action.
Right.
It just seemed like when they were running inside zone out of shotgun, the Giants, the Broncos, the Vikings, whoever, they're waiting for that.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that the play call is bad, it's that they don't it's like throwing a hook in boxing and you never throw a jab with it. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
see the hook coming from a mile away. If I don't have to
Right.
worry about any other punch coming, then it's like, yeah, I will intercept you with an uppercut before your hook can hit home. It's not because you're a bad boxer, it's because you're not playing this strategically.
Right.
And secondly, I really like that playing off of that, even though you had your starting center out, they still got aggressive and took shots downfield. And that's another point that we touched on um, ad nauseum. And I definitely talked about that in my last video, I believe. Taking the
Yeah.
shots downfield is not that you don't want to complete that pass every time you throw it, but it's not about completing it. It's about sending a message.
Right.
You want the defense to know that if you play one-on-one on the outside, there's a chance that the ball will go up to Smitty or AJ, whether
Yeah.
they're open or not, because we think that we're better than you. And
Yeah.
I think we know that we're better than you. So like
Yeah.
you have to put your money where your mouth is, and it seemed like they did that more often, yes, on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. They just like I said, man, once the second half took off, it just you know, they just looked like t totally different team in the second half. And like you said, with Cam Jurgens going out, that those little differences, when you go into under center, it just makes a difference when it comes to your play calling.
Yes, and Smitty talked about this post game. He said he called that shot, that 79-yard pass from Jalen. So
Yeah.
listen, football is a simple sport. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it's a very simple sport. It's a child's game, just like baseball is.
Hmm.
The more complicated that you try to make it, um, ironically, the more difficult it can become for you. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's not a place for analytics and things of that nature, but I think at a certain point, sometimes as humans, we get too wrapped up in the numbers instead of just using our damn eyes and seeing the obvious in front of us.
Yeah.
Numbers can lie. Numbers should back up what you see with your eyes, not the other way around. You shouldn't just
Mhm.
use numbers before trusting your eyes. Don't ever forget.
Yeah.
Any any
Right.
any nerd that tries to tell you otherwise, smack them in the forehead. Uh,
Yeah.
because I mean, you had two touchdowns to AJ, you had one long bomb to Smitty, and the one to AJ Brown, the 37-yarder, he had time in the pocket. He sat back, looked to the left, pointed, and said, "Hey, go." Like
Yeah.
just throwing the ball up, right? Obviously, it was a one-on-one with a linebacker, but still, even if it was a cornerback, throw the damn ball up there.
Yeah. 100.
Get it, okay?
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get it that time, try it two more times. He'll get it one of those two more times. Like just you have to trust your guy. That's the one thing that I really loved about Nick Foles. Alshon Jeffrey was not getting those 50-50 jump balls from Carson Wentz, since we're talking
Yeah.
about Carson Wentz today. But he did from Nick Foles because he just trusted him to go up and get the ball.
Hmm.
So, that I really love what I saw out of the passing game. Obviously, it's a work in progress. Um,
Yeah.
I forgot what wide receiver comparison I was looking at. It was Smitty compared to, I don't know if it was George Pickens or somebody else, but you saw on it was advanced stats for NFL.com, and they were showing the different routes that was being run by Smitty in maybe the Broncos game or the Giants game versus another wide receiver, and it was pretty clear as to how elementary our route selection looked like. It was like
Yeah.
four or five little squiggly lines all in the same shape, whereas this other receiver had all these different lines. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Damn near embarrassing.
it is embarrassing. And as Eagles fans out there, if you want to blame Kevin Patullo, by all means, he's the offensive coordinator. But at the end of the day, Nick Sirianni, he's the head coach. At some point, if you see something that is so jacked up that is obviously not working and will not work moving forward, you have to put your foot down and say, no, we're going to do this until I can sit you down on the side and figure out what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. But right now, we need to do what we know worked before to win these games. We don't have time for this nonsense.
Yeah. 100%.
So so there has to be blame to go all the way around. But that being said, they did make some good adjustments coming out of that bye week. And I really liked what the defense was able to do with Jalen Carter back, a la the sack on Carson Wentz. And Even the play with Cooper DeJean where he knocked the ball away from Justin Jefferson. I mean, that was a phenomenal play.
Yeah.
He gets the ball in his hands. He's about to bring it in for a touchdown, and you're going in blind, just putting your hand in between where he's catching it and being able to knock the ball loose. That's like veteran play out of a second year player.
Yeah.
Uh,
Phenomenal.
yeah, phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. So the Vikings, they were giving up the second least yards through the air in some capacity coming into this game. I don't know the
Yeah.
exact stat, but they were very good in terms of stopping the deep play. So for us to
Yeah.
light them up three times, and the third time, I mean that ended the game.
Yeah. Certainly did. I mean, I do know, Isaiah Rogers is over there, but I do know, I did see some people saying was it due to the lack of their schedule, and I don't know what their schedule was like in the beginning, who they exactly they faced. You could look it up over there, but yeah, I just know it might have been the lack of who they were playing, or just, I mean, Isaiah Rogers, I know he's a really good corner, but I mean, who else you got over there? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I mean, you have Hunter Smith, and that's it in that secondary. Hunter Smith obviously been there for a hot minute, including the NFC Championship game against us in
Yeah,
2007, 17, 18. But yeah, that's a great point. So you saw the separation. The Vikings are I would say a good team, but there's tiers. There are tiers, and
yeah,
they're not on the Eagles level or the Lions level.
no,
We were able to show that yesterday. So I really like that. Um, we showed separation in terms of our skill level, and I also really like to see N'Kobe Dean being back because he made an impact. He brought an attitude back to that defense.
oh
Um,
yeah,
And he had a couple big hits, man, where man, who was the running back? Well, it might have been Jordan Mason or who I don't know who I don't remember who it was. He smacked somebody on one play and two other plays he smacked somebody. And it was just you could just see him shoot the gap and solid form tackle, just aggressive through the target and knock them back. And loved it, man. Loved
yeah. He definitely has some nice bursts when he gets to that hole, man. When he's getting at that running back, bro.
Absolutely. Um, so to end the segment off, let's talk about what everybody's been saying, and I get sick and tired of it. Jalen Hurts can't do this. Jalen Hurts can't do that. He can't throw the deep ball. He can't. He's not. He's good, but he's not Burrows or he's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Justin Herbert. All I saw was him have a perfect passer rating against the Minnesota Vikings, whether they're the creme de la creme or a tier under, to go 19 for 23 for 326 yards and three touchdowns at a QBR of 95.1 and a passer rating of 158.3. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah,
So it's
unheard of.
yeah. And then you had Devontae Smith have a career game, 9 catches, 183 yards, and one touchdown, including the bomb on 11 targets, doing whatever the F he wanted to. And then AJ Brown, if you had him on fantasy as well, 4 catches, a buck 21, two touchdowns, 45-yard bomb on 6 targets. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do through the air. So whatever they said during that bye week, they got it done. Now the only thing you have to do is get Saquon Barkley on track. And
Yeah,
that's going to come with taking lessons out of this game and applying it moving forward. Just come out and single back with two tight ends every once in a while. If you want to switch it up, have two tight ends on the strong side or the weak side. You have multiple things you can do. Just get the fuck under center and run the ball out of under center here and there. And then
yeah,
that doesn't mean you can never run out of shotgun. You have a good mix. Have a good mix
yeah.
with your play calling.
Right.
So,
It's like you said, Stan. It's not overly complicated. It's like there's times like outside of this game, obviously, but there's times where you just know when Saquon's going to run because of the formation they are lined up, and it's so vanilla, so predictable. It's like you don't always have to go like don't be too cute, you know what I mean? So, but I think it'll be figured out.
I'll say this. If they want to keep running things the way they're doing it, um, I'll extend an olive branch to the coaching staff.
Right.
During the week, work on in your walkthroughs, work on getting to the line with more time on the play clock. So if you want to come out
Yeah.
in shotgun and the same formation should come out in all the time, cool. So then once you have more time to see what defensive look you're getting. So when you change and they inevitably counter you, you have more time to counter their counter. So you can
Right.
start bringing guys in motion to see if it's going to be man or zone. You can you can bring a guy in motion just to be able to change where what side of the field you have your leverage on in terms of your personnel. Do you have two guys on this side of the field, on the right side of the field, or maybe you see a weakness on the left side of the field and you bring somebody in motion so that you have an overloaded side on the left side. So you can start to put stress on the defense, make them have to put them in schematic conflict. Like
Right.
you need time to do that. So like guys like Peyton Manning, he'll be he'll break the huddle with like 18 seconds left on the play clock. He had more than enough time to make those changes. See exactly what these defenses want to do. When you come out
Yeah.
of that huddle with 10 seconds left, you don't have much time to do anything.
Right.
And if you're predictable in your play calling, it's really easy
Yeah.
to guess right more often than not what you're going to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So, that would be my advice, whether it's taken or not. Um, Add layers of nuance without making it overly complicated.
Yeah.
That's not
Absolutely agree with
that's
that.
not a complicated adjustment to make.
Not at all.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys think about the Eagles, how that offense looked, how the passing game looked after all the criticism. And then let us know if you still have Jalen Hurts outside of the top five or top 10, because I'll say this. I think I'm gonna throw out two names, Tom Brady and Joe Montana. Joe Montana did not have the strongest arm. Joe Montana did not have a laser arm like Dan Marino or John Elway or Brett Favre. But I tell you what, when you needed to make the throws, nobody could drop the ball in a damn bucket like cool Joe Montana. So like who cares if it doesn't look like a perfect spiral going at 100 miles an hour? If he's throwing a spiral that's going at 90 miles an hour, but it's right in the breadbasket, are you gonna say no, take the touchdown back because it didn't look the way I wanted to? Or are you gonna
Yeah.
say, take the touchdown back because he ran for 20 yards instead of passing for the 20 yards? Like, what are we talking about here, man?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Last
Like
time I
Brandon.
checked, last time I checked, these guys that make a lot of these big throws, Joe Burrow and under pressure in the playoffs, where are these throws at? Where are these moments at? Where are these big runs? I see people getting sacked. I see guys getting flustered. I see errant passes. Where are these superstars? Where are these MVP candidates? What is Josh Allen doing when he plays the Chiefs every year only to get sent home? Where are all those passes then? All these sidearm passes that you see on a video game. No, because he don't
Yeah.
he don't have it. Okay?
Hmm.
He don't have it. I'm not saying
Right.
he'll never win, but right now he don't have it. When it's time to get it done, I'm putting my money on Jalen Hurts. Okay?
Yeah, man. Crunch
People say
time.
the same thing about Larry Bird. He's slow. He don't jump high. He can't move fast. But when it come down to get the shot off, that boy will bury your ass.
And he'll let you know he's gonna do it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna shoot right here and ain't nothing you can do about it. I don't want him
Hmm.
because he's too slow. Okay, well, what happens when he knocks the jumper down in your MVP candidate's face and sends his ass home? Is he better now? Is he a nobody now? Like Terrence Crawford would say, "Oh, I ain't fighting nobody. Are you gonna be a nobody when I beat you?" Right? Same thing with Jalen Hurts. Oh, I can't throw the ball the way you want me to. Am I gonna be a nobody when I throw this ball in the Super Bowl for the dagger? Am I a nobody now? Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. 100%, man. Just like Brandon Graham says, man, in that Buffalo Bills game in overtime when he had the Kelly Green, you don't know Jalen Hurts like I know Jalen Hurts.
That's a perfect segue too, man. Let's welcome back Brandon Graham. Welcome back, brother. Good to have you back, man. Listen, man, he until you get Nolan Smith back in a healthy capacity, he's going to be one of your best options on that defensive line to solidify you on the edge, man. And then hopefully they can still bring in another veteran because as we've seen how injuries can wreck this operation, you want to try to bring in as much help as you can within reason. So
100%, man.
I'm not saying that Max Crosby's on the board per se. You know, that's a dream. Dreams can happen, but even if you don't get him or Hendrickson from the Bengals, maybe you can pick up another veteran that can at least give you more production than what you have now. No offense to the guys out there, but Ojulari and Ajomo, they need more seasoning. They don't them by themselves is not enough to get it done pass rush wise, and we've seen that the first 5 weeks.
100%, man. They just don't have the
What's it?
same push, you know. They don't have that push that they had last year, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So, yeah, let us know what moves you think the Eagles are going to make in addition to the great Brandon Graham being back, which I'm happy about, and I'm not surprised. I think we were kind of whispering about this 2 to 3 weeks ago.
yeah. I mean, I'm happy to have him back, man. I mean, even if he's not as productive at his older age, which I think he will be because you saw him in that Super Bowl, even with the torn tricep, he was still you saw him putting pressure on. I
Right.
think he's a good voice in that locker room to really help, when there's that friction going on with like AJ or Jalen or, whatever. He can really he can really help.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let us know what you guys think about that. And before we end this podcast off, let's go ahead and segue over to the Sixers, who are playing the Celtics opening night on Wednesday. A lot to talk about. I want to briefly just go to one of the preseason games that I saw where Embiid almost had a triple double last week, and he looked really good. Did not have the knee brace on. First off, he didn't have the knee brace on that I remember at the blue and white scrimmage game. And if he did, he certainly was not moving like he had it on, like he needed it. And in that game, that preseason game where he had the damn near had the triple double, he looked fluid. He was able to stop on a dime. He was planting on that leg that he had surgery on and stepping back into his patented fadeaway. He looked really good, man. And on top of that, VJ Edgecombe, the rookie. I haven't had a chance to really talk about the Sixers, but I've been raving about him all summer because I thought that Cooper Flag was the only person worth a damn in this draft. Ace Bailey was an enigma, and at a certain point, it was clear he wasn't going to come to Philly, the dude out of Rutgers. But VJ Edgecombe, when I was looking at the rest of the prospects and who the Sixers had a chance at getting once we knew they were going to have the third pick, I saw VJ Edgecombe out of the many players, and I said, "Whoa!" Looked at his highlights at Baylor, and he was different, man. And after seeing his work in some of the summer pickup games as well as the preseason games, not only is the athleticism there, which we knew, he can jump out the gym. The defense is there, we knew that. But the shot, man, he seems ahead of schedule in terms of his shot period as well as his shot selection. So
Mm.
he he I'm excited about him being on this team because he seems like somebody that can create a play when everything else is breaking down. When the offense stagnates in the half court, when there's 10 seconds left, and you need somebody to just be able to make a play off the dribble or be able to be cut into the basket and put pressure on the defense. He's that guy. And we
Yeah.
haven't had somebody like that probably since Iguodala athletically and Allen Iverson, obviously.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, and he got that dog in him, man. Like he be talking that talk. And in them summer
Mm.
games, I know one of them he was playing he was running full court with Klay Thompson. I don't know if they were on the same team or opposite teams, but he was talking his talk. And in those summer pickup games, some of them he was like, "Listen, I'm shooting it here and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, you going to stop me? Watch. Nope. Sit down." Like he's one of those guys.
Wow.
kind of like the same type of confidence that Quinyon Mitchell had coming in as a rookie. Like, yeah, I'm a rookie, but I'm about that already. You're going to see.
Yeah, that's funny too. Because have you ever seen the clip of him and Mike Evans going at it? He was like, "Oh, you don't know about me? You're gonna know about me." He was letting them know, like, I'm here.
Yep. Yep.
But that's good to hear, man. I haven't been following too much on the Sixers, but yeah, it's good to hear about the Rook being something out there.
Yeah, you have Jared McCain. He had the surgery, so hopefully he'll be back sometime within the first third or two-thirds of the season. Um, Very excited about him. I was high on him last year. Great shooter, only getting better, and I think he can be special as well. But I think VJ Edgecombe, his ceiling is if he reaches where I think he can, him and Maxey going forward 3 years from now, they can be a special duo. And
Wow,
I'm
that's
excited,
encouraging.
and I'm excited about this year because with Edgecombe playing as good as he is, even with the mistakes he's going to make as a rookie, I don't think you're going to need Embiid to be the guy. If he can be the
Right.
guy alongside Maxey, great. But if he's even 70% of the MVP version of himself, they are going to be a very dangerous team this year. Even if you
Yeah.
call George out of the equation, they will.
Hmm.
I think they can be a dangerous team. And if you add in a Paul George and an Embiid that are playing 24 to 30 minutes and have the leeway to be able to play less minutes from time to
Right.
time because Maxey and VJ and eventually McCain is able to take some of the minutes and pressure off of them, they can be something really, really good.
Yeah, that's encouraging there.
Yeah, because Jason Tatum, he's not going to be back until the end of the season if he comes back. I think he'll probably find his way back on the court from that torn Achilles. But you have a weakened Celtics in that division, in that Atlantic division, and in the Eastern Conference. The pathway is open now to get uh, a good seed in that conference and be able to, if you're somewhat healthy, make some noise.
Yeah, take advantage, especially of that, man, because Jason Tatum not being there is, I mean, that's huge.
Very, very. And I'll end this off now by just saying that we as fans sometimes we get caught up in a moment and think that, oh well, if a team's dominant right now, well, they're going to win. If you rewind back to 5, 6 years ago, it looked like the Golden State Warriors were never going to lose. And then all of a sudden, boom, injury. Klay Thompson's gone. Boom, all of a
Yep.
sudden, now Steph's by himself. And then they get beat.
Yeah,
But so the teams that were going into free agency before that, imagine if they would have said, "Oh, we're not going to win anyway, so let's not really push to make some big moves and bring in a big star because what difference does it make because we're going to run into the Warriors anyway?" No, you just do it and then you play the
hmm,
game because you don't know how the cookie's going to crumble.
exactly.
You build your team now, and then all of a sudden, you may be in a spot where you can push for a championship with an Embiid at this point in his career. Or you may not, but at least give yourself the opportunity. Put yourself in position to take advantage of an opportunity if it arises.
I mean, let's just hope Embiid can stay healthy now. Now that he's looked as good as you said he's looked. I mean, I'm looking forward to. You said they play Wednesday, right?
Play tomorrow, yes.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I'll definitely have to take a peek at it.
Yeah. And again, the reason why I'm also very excited, not just about this year, but moving forward, is VJ Edgecomb's ceiling. I just see it going from being Embiid and Maxey to shifting over to VJ Edgecombe having that superstar potential. So you can transition into a new era of Sixers basketball where you're a contender while still trying to win in this window that you have with Embiid.
Yeah,
And I see a
yeah,
similar thing with the Phillies as well. Although we got bounced out against the Dodgers, look at how the Brewers got their shit pushed in against the Dodgers.
yeah. They're serious. I mean, the Dodgers are a serious team, man.
And then you look at this Phillies team, one game and a few moments that was one of the most evenly matched NLDSs that I've seen. It's just really a shame that we were not able to win that. But you see what we did to Otani. He was quiet, couldn't do nothing. And then he woke up against a team that was, in my opinion, not as good as the Phillies. And it showed,
Mhm.
right? When you put the creme de la creme up against the Brewers showed that they overachieved.
Oh yeah.
And this Phillies team, you have expiring contracts coming up and guys that have arbitration. So Castellanos is more than likely going to be gone this offseason, especially with a lot of the things that are coming out of that clubhouse, with how he's talking to Rob Thompson possibly and the friction there. So you have him making $20 million. You have Taiwan Walker making 16 to $18 million. This is the last year of both of their contracts. So one way or another, come 2027, you're going to have almost $40 million off of the books. And then all of a sudden, you're going to have guys like Kyle Tucker in free agency. Now, how great would it be to replace Castellanos in 2026 or 2027 with a guy like Kyle Tucker,
That'd be crazy.
right? You can give Kyle Tucker the money that you're going to give guys like Castellanos and Max Kepler and Bader. Bader's making 10 to 12 million dollars. That's going to be off the books. Um,
Mhm.
Brandon Marsh, you don't have to re-up for arbitration. That's another 5 to 10 million off the books. So you have a lot of money you can clear off with guys that aren't really necessarily producing the way you need to, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So I look at the Sixers and the Phillies as two teams that can not just they can extend their window, i- if not create a new window, depending on if they navigate free agency and the trade market correctly in the next 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
So, this team, this window is rapidly closing on the Sixers and the Phillies, but the Sixers, they have young talent that can turn into superstars overnight. And then with the Phillies, they have a lot of money that they can clear up in a short amount of time. It's going to come down to, with both of these organizations, is your mindset correct to be able to make sound moves when you have the money to do so? Not look, no offense, but Max Kepler, save your money. Don't give him that money. Um, um, Jordan Romano, save that money. You don't have to panic and go out and pay these guys that are mid-tier players or
Hmm.
guys that had a very good year the previous year, and you're banking on the fact that they're going to recapitulate that instead of a
Right.
guy that has a proven track record and saving your
Yeah.
money. When
Hmm.
you save your money, go out to Five Guys and save your money for a $20 meal from Five Guys instead of spending it 4 times at McDonald's. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's a good, definitely a good analogy.
Right? Because after you're done eating McDonald's and you done crapped your brains out in the toilet, you're going to be like, why didn't I just save the money and just get Five Guys?
Yeah. I'm all about it.
Yeah. So let us know what you think about Philly sports right now, with the Eagles and their win and what they're doing moving forward and the play calling. And then let us know what you think about the Sixers, the game coming up tomorrow night against the Celtics. Hopefully they get a win on opening night and nobody gets injured, since that's been a tradition here for years, especially with the Sixers. And let us know what you think about the Phillies and their offseason coming up and the things going on with Castellanos and the possible moves they can make with the money that they can free up. Any other thoughts you got, man?
That'd be all, man.
All right, with that being said, we out. Talk to y'all.